ordering power plans for patients with an insulin pump or who self-titrate and other special situations. There's a number of different power plans that allow orders to be placed for situations such as when the patient has an insulin pump, they self-titrate, or even carb count. They require details for the patient's orders to be entered in the order comments, and this will be demonstrated now. First of all, I will demonstrate the patient's own pump power plan. From the patient's chart, we click on Orders in the menu, we click on Add, and we can type in patient's own pump. We can see in the results box here that we have insulin patient's own pump power plan, and we see the power plan icon. I'll click on that one time to select, and I'll click Done on my search screen. I can see that this is a single phase power plan. For the sake of demonstration, I will maximize the room on my screen here. You'll see from this power plan that it is divided up into different sections of orders, including patient care, which is our nursing tasks, and medications as well. This is built for short-acting insulins. Within the power plan, the order comments are adjusted to enter target BGLs, active insulin times, basal infusion rates, and carbohydrate ratios, and ISF correction factor for each meal and snacks. So the relevant details need to be completed. I will demonstrate where we do this. We select the appropriate insulin, and you'll see that it says here, See Order Comments, and when I hover over the order comments, this is where we'll see the information. So under breakfast ratios here, we can see that there's gaps where we need to fill that information in. So to do that, we right click on the insulin order, we click on Modify, and we go to the Order Comments tab. This is where you would enter the information in for your patient. Once this information has been completed, initiate and then sign the power plan. The patient's own pump power plan will then appear on the MAR and MAR summary under the Scheduled Medication section. Nursing staff will document pre-meal blood glucose level and the bolus insulin dose administered by the patient. Once documented as administered, the doses will appear in the Diabetes Endocrine Interactive View band. Nursing staff are not required to document the basal infusion rate. The basal rate will not be displayed on the Diabetes Endocrine iView band, but can be seen by hovering over the order in the MAR or the MAR summary. Next, I'm going to demonstrate when the patient self-titrates. From the patient's chart, I'm going to go to the order screen, click on Add, and I'm going to type in self-titrate to find the power plan. I can see here we have the insulin subcutaneous self-titration adult power plan. So I'll click on that one time, I'll click Done on my search screen, and once again we can see we have patient care orders, medication orders including a dose check, and our medications are categorized under short-acting insulins, long-acting insulins, and combination products as well. We also have our hypoglycemia management PRN orders and our consults and referrals. As you can see, we need to select the relevant insulin for our patient. So we tick into the order, and again we see doses as per comment section, and when we hover over that we can see here that the doses are X to Y. So this is where we need to go in and modify that as per the patient. Just like we did on the patient's own pump power plan, we right click on the insulin order, we click Modify, and we would go to the Order Comments tab, and this is where you would type in the appropriate information for your patient. Once you have completed that, you would initiate and sign the power plan, and then you would review the information on the MAR summary. The nursing staff will then document what the patient has administered, which can be seen on the MAR summary, and the Diabetes Interactive View band. There are some other power plans for ordering insulin, and that includes the Insulin Subcutaneous Regular Carb Counting Adult Power Plan, where again you right click onto the orders and you modify the information as per your patient. And there's also an Insulin Humulin RU500 adult power plan, but please note that the Insulin Humulin RU500 adult power plan can only be ordered in consultation with the endocrine team. And finally, to discuss self-administered medication, you would chart the usual doses for the patient, and the nursing staff will witness and document self-administered doses. Please take some time to have a look at this slide, which has got tips and pointers about subcut insulin ordering to ensure that subcut insulin is ordered correctly, covering not to copy insulin orders. Do not try and order more than 1 day of insulin at once by clicking horizontal boxes. We order insulin vertically in a care set. Don't forget to review the MAR summary after placing and deleting orders. And we don't change the start time to accommodate a late morning dose of insulin. We change the administration time in the variable dosing box. We do not need to order multiple dose checks. We just need one ordered, and that will remain on the MAR and the MAR summary for the duration of the patient's stay. And we don't use the NovaRapid Act Rapid care set to order a once only dose of insulin. There is a care set called the Insulin Once Only care set, and that's what we use for once only doses.